Alright. Let's see if that's working. Should be up and running shortly. I'm hoping so anyway. Let me see. It's been a little while. Hopefully I remember how to do all of this. Looks like we're going live. Alright. Hello everyone. Just letting people know that I am streaming. So give me just a second. I'm sure you're all trickling in. Excited for whatever kind of stuff I get up to tonight. I'm honestly not sure. Probably gonna paint some towel just because that's the safe, easy choice. Josh! Hello, GMJ, hello. Josh, you are not first today. You have been beaten. Let the record show that GMJ, you beat out Josh this time. Congratulations. It's a feat that not many have managed to achieve. Hello. How are you? How have you guys been? I've been away. I've had some adventures. It's been a while since I was last here streaming for you guys. I did not manage to find the remote to my TV, but I have learned how to adjust the volume. So, you know, that's a plus. That's a bonus in my favor. Hello, Mundane Twig. Hello, Destro of Realm of the Lich King. Everybody in here tonight. So, as far as I figure for what to paint, I've got two options here. My Malifaux crew, I do have Malifaux tomorrow if I decide to go, if I'm feeling up to it. Which I'm hoping that I won't. But I've got paint on every member of the main crew at this point. There's some extra guys that I don't have painted up, but these guys, everybody has paint, although Lord Chompy Bits is the only one that's finished here. And I was painting these yesterday, so I'm kind of tired out of them. Oh, yes. The event, if that means the Mothman Festival, that went fantastic. I had a wonderful time. Thank you for asking. Pretty mid today, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, I'm what people love to just put on before work starts, so I'll be that for you. Hello, Ano. It's getting towards your bedtime, but you're on thin ice, but you can stay. So here's the plan. Here's what the next month or so looks like for the channel. I want to do a bunch of Halloween stuff because I love holidays, and Halloween is like the start of the holiday months. And I have every one of the Bloodborne board game boxes that I've barely started painting. So I thought for funsies I could start painting those up during the month of October, just to see how many I can crank through on stream. So that's kind of my pitch for October. I take a break from painting Tau. Ideally, what would happen is I would have finished all of these Tau before then. So I'm thinking I might just start trying to highlight some of these guys and see if we can't finish a few of them and get them closer to completion so that for the rest of October anyway, I can just be painting some Halloween spooky guys for funsies. So I think that's the direction that we're headed in today. Bloodtober, one Bloodborne mini at a time. Bosses and Halloween monster colors. Yeah, Bloodborne board game. I painted 16 of the Celestial Emissary done up as a pumpkin. That'd be cool. I have to admit to you, I have actually been painting them in the canonical Bloodborne color schemes. I haven't been doing a candy take on it, which may be heresy for this channel. So we could definitely mix it up and just kind of do candy themed or whatever the shit I usually do. Like I said, it's been a little while, and my throat's just a little dry today, so gonna be a lot of breaks for hydration. Alright. But we're all good with Tau, right? Tau's pretty neutral. You're all fans of the Tau, I think. Do I remember how the fuck to highlight these? I don't know that I do. But together, between the amount of us that are here, we're gonna figure it out. I think I'm gonna start by putting the yellow color in for their lights, because I know that's one of the main things I gotta do. So we're gonna start with that. Or is my yellow all dry? Oh, well this yellow's all dry. So we're not gonna use this yellow. We're gonna use a different yellow. Excellent. Love that for me. Starting off strong. I guess we'll just switch over to So Flat. I like their yellow. Why not? We're here. Probably just start doing the glowy parts. And then maybe I'll highlight? I don't know. I should do like a test one to figure out all the steps that I actually want to do. So maybe that's what we'll do with this guy. Kind of figure out how far is reasonable to take it, and then take it there. For the other, however the fuck many of these guys I have. And they're infantry, so, I mean, they don't have to look perfect, but I want them to look better than they currently do, is the goal. In as quickly as possible. We are born from the molasses, made man by the molasses, undone by the molasses, fear the old molasses. Man, if this chat is just gonna be full of Bloodborne references, I'm sure I'm gonna have a fun time with that. I ain't played that game in a little while, but it's honestly one of my favorites. So yeah, make all the Bloodborne references you want. I will not get sick of them, I promise. I promise. Okay, we're gonna situate that. We're gonna take the Malifaux guys just off the table. I'll put them somewhere else for now. Sorry if I sound a little stuffed up or anything. Like I said, I have a little bit of a dry throat. It's not a huge problem. Usually it happens around this time of year, so I'm not like worried about it or anything. Pumpkinborn. Our wrappers are yet to unravel. Ooh, you finally got around to building your Alarielle's new wings? That sounds cool. That sounds interesting. Alarielle, she's the model on, like, the giant beetle, right? I think that's Alarielle. Okay, I think I want to do the toenails green, maybe? So that's a decision to make. It's mainly just going to be me and this very tiny brush. Hopefully making some quick highlighting decisions as opposed to stuff that's going to take a while to do. Because I have to replicate it on a million models. My fault, for buying a whole army at once. That's on me. I'm not saying that's any of your fault. I am saying that none of you bothered to warn me that that was a bad idea, and everybody I know was just like, "Oh yeah, Fives, buy the army, treat yourself, do it. We're gonna say, hey, that's fine, why not? You deserve nice things." So even though I said, I'm strong and independent and I'm not going to buy a Tau army, I did do all of those things. Candy Cane Hurst of the Vile Molasses. Ooh, that's a good one, Otto. Keep them coming. You're giving her butterfly wings. Okay, cool. Hi, Atomic Topher. Hi, Goober. Welcome. Talking some Bloodborne. I'm painting some Tau. Laying out my spooky season plans. Trying to get sort of a thought process down for highlighting these guys. Yeah, I think it looks good having their toenails be this green color, so we're gonna go with that. The background music I have on is like a Disney parks during the fall ambiance, so hopefully that doesn't run me into trouble with a company notorious for not letting people use their material. Don't know why I would have that fear. It's what I chose. I'm small time. I'm not worth coming after, honestly. Just gonna see if I can't brighten up this color on a few areas. Maybe it didn't. It's very watery. It's the thing about these so flats. They are glazes at heart, and they want to glaze. They do not want to. Actually, what I can do is I'll make a mixture for highlighting. Because that's what you want to do, right? You want to mix up a color and then be like, I can mix this up again in the future, no problem. I'm just going to use Moondust because the coverage is really good, and I'll do a final highlight pass with it anyway, so. My plan is flawless and could not possibly go wrong. Yeah, that barely changes the color, but hopefully it'll give slightly better coverage. Erebus, the Left Behind cotton candy. Don't buy any minis that I wouldn't be happy using as decoration. Why do you say that, Persephone? Hello, Dark Matter Crafts. Hello, Brandon. Hello, Chris. Happy Tuesday. Yes, indeed. It's Tuesday. This is the last day I took off for my Mothman vacation ordeal. And while I've been home yet since Sunday night, I did take off a bunch of time because traveling usually wears me out. And frankly, there was time off to take, so I figured, hey, why not? I don't want to be here. Which, if you ask me, is as good a reason as any to take time off with your company. But yeah, I'm back to work tomorrow, which I'm not particularly looking forward to. I was kind of intending to have today be a lazy day where I just stayed at home and did nothing in particular, but I had mail that I needed to send out and had been meaning to send out for some time. So I actually did go down to the post office today, and I finally got set up with a P.O. box because some nice folks have been asking to send me stuff, and I didn't want to dox myself on the internet. But now I have that. So if any of you ever want to send me anything, I have an address that you can send it to now. Which is very exciting. Oh, okay. So many messages to keep up with. What do we got here? A spooker is a spooker even in a sheet. Not sure what you mean by that, but okay. Vacation recovery is real, thank you. Ooh, that's exciting, Topher. What are you still doing here? Enough fiddling with your cape. A trick-or-treater must trick-or-treat. Oh, okay, I get you. You were making the sheet. That was also a Bloodborne reference. Sorry, I didn't pick up on that one right away. The powdery cake hunters. That's pretty good. I think powder cake hunters might be a pun I actually want to steal. I might ask for that one on them. That's pretty good. I'm doing that annoying GW thing where like I apply a wash and then I just kind of apply the same base coat over it again. Because that's, you know, an efficient painting method, really. There's some areas here that are gray for whatever reason, and instead of painting them whatever color they're supposed to be, they're just going to be green now. They're going to live that way forever. Why, you might ask? Because I'm too lazy to go back and find their proper color. And this is infantry, so they need to get done. I also need to make a ton of little whipped cream dollops for the top of their heads to be. Okay, so basically, I need that to not be a... So that mixture works pretty good for a majority of the highlights, and then I need to see if I can do like a final little edge highlight with the yellow, and then it'll just be applying a glaze effect for the glow, and I think this will be what our final result is for the infantry. And if you guys hate how they look, you can't tell me because it'll hurt my feelings. I'm not ready for that yet. I'm not accepting constructive criticism on these because I lack confidence that they look good. But sucking at something is the first step to improving at it, so. I paint quite a lot of these and they don't look that great. Eventually I'll paint some that look kind of good. Or that's the hope, at least. They definitely look key lime colored. No one can doubt that. Yep, I think that'll do, except for the glazing, which I'll apply in just a sec. I have a bug bite on my arm that I want to itch the shit out of, which is not helping. recess shade the hell out of every model. Not gonna do that, probably. Yeah, it makes sense. It's just time consuming. Hi Fiverr. Phoenix, hi Phoenix. I was reading your message and got and got tripped up. I'm working on some towel. Sorry, maybe that was off camera slightly. Today I am highlighting up these towel in an attempt to finish the batch, like, you know, get them their final highlights, which I think I might just do one at a time per towel, which is not the most efficient way to do it, but it is an enjoyable way for me to finish this, because then I'm like, ooh, this one's done. That's another finished guy, so I think that's how I'm gonna go about it, as opposed to, like, going through and highlighting individually. This paint I'm applying, it's like this Sigismund yellow clear that I don't think they make anymore. But it works nice for a glow effect when I don't want to try that hard. Like, that's just gonna be it for the glow. I don't think I'm gonna, like, go in and try and put white in the center or anything like that. I think it's just gonna be that. Let's see how he holds up against my finished model. Alright, so this is like the special character, right? And this is the infantry troop. These look good. These could exist in the same universe. They make sense with each other. I'm not mad about that. I'm mad about that little spot of pink right there that I need to clean up, which I should do now before I forget. But these belong in the same army. That Tau could be in this suit. Yep, I'm good with it. I'm gonna clean up his armor before I forget, though. He just needs just a little touch-up. Am I almost done with the Tau? Yep, I mean, I am almost done with the infantry Tau. Now, fans of Tau Test Kitchen, don't you worry. Our series is it's not that close to completion, as I still have several crisis suits, and by several, I mean a lot, drones. I got Kroot that I might fix up. I got Commander Starfire. That's not the... Storm Surge. Storm Surge is the right name. Yep. I got that one. Plus, I have to finish the bases for all these Tau and make little whipped cream dollops for their heads. So, they're not going anywhere. But one by one, we're gonna start finishing these guys out. Oh, I've also got all of the stealth suits that I gotta finish as well. So if you're worried, you're like, oh man, Tau Test Kitchen is my favorite thing that exists on the internet right now. Which I don't think anybody has ever said that phrase, or will ever say that phrase, but in the odd event that that might be you, don't you fear. We've got plenty of content left to make for these Tau. And when Tau Test Kitchen does end, which it will one day, if Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July taught me anything, it's that nothing is forever, and that's okay. A magic fairy told that to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yes, this is a real film. Yes, I watched it. What could be considered religiously for a child? It's actually kind of great. Like, it's stupid, but I love it. But yeah, that is the film that taught me that nothing in this world is permanent and everything will go away at some point. Which is a really weird takeaway to have from a film. I'm getting wildly off track. Anyway, all that to say, Tau Test Kitchen isn't ending anytime soon. Plus Barrett, yes. I do have Barrett to fix up. Destro was kind enough to fix up one of my crisis suits for me, and pin some stuff. I gotta prime him, so he's gonna be a project, and I'm very excited to work on him. There's a lot of Hanna-Barbera specials. While that is true, that one is not Hanna-Barbera. It's actually Rankin Bass. I think you might be getting that confused. I don't want to be like, hey, well, actually, to you, but I do know a thing or two about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and animation in general. And I do hate to inform you that that is in fact Rankin Bass and not Hanna-Barbera. Although there are a variety of Hanna-Barbera specials. But like I said, don't any of you worry. There's plenty more Tau Test Kitchen. Yeah, you gotta go in a few minutes. That's fine. I think you have like real job to get to, so that's completely understandable. I know you'd rather stick around and watch me paint like 25 Tau, or however many we have here. It'll be nice to get them off the desk. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. They've been we've been working on these Tau for a while. These particular ones. This army, sure, I don't mind working on for so long, but having like 20 to 30 models just lurking around my desk being like, hey, don't you want to paint us today? I'll be relieved to have a little of that pressure off my shoulders, so yeah. Can't say I particularly mind the thought of not having all of these guys crammed onto my desk. You need money because the Votan launch is coming up. That's fair. Have you decided how you're going to paint up your space dwarves? Do you have a good idea, Destro? I don't know, actually. Like, all of my current Bloodborne stuff that I have painted is in, like, the actual Bloodborne colors. Except for the one model that I used in a kit bash. And then I did give another YouTuber, I did give some of my Bloodborne minis to this YouTuber for a project that this YouTuber wanted to do. So I have most of the boxes, but a certain one is missing, and I'm not sure how those ones will be painted up. But I'm sure it'll be interesting. Can't say anything more than that. I don't want to, give away anything, but at least the 16 or so painted models that I have are all very much like in line with not necessarily the colors that like are on the cards in the game that you get with all the different monsters on them, but they're my specific recollections of what they looked like in the Bloodborne game. Because you can look at a character model or a screenshot, and sometimes it looks one way, but then I remember it in the game, like, standing under a different light or at a slightly different angle. So it's, like, to me, the big Great Wolves on the bridge, they always kind of had, like, a blue undertone to them, and I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. But when I painted my versions of those models, I gave them like a blue undercoat so that would carry through. You're going to do a bunch of kit bashing and make steampunk space dwarves. Oh, that's going to be cool as hell. Gubbins and goobers are fine. Dude, Seraphon are such a tempting army. I really would love to just have a bunch of them. But again, they're another horde army. Dana Howell is painting, like, rainbow ones. It's like, do I really need 10 million skinks on this desk? Again, sorry, there's gonna be a lot of hydration breaks. That's just the way it gonna be. Someone's told me, by the way, very rudely, that the next Magic the Gathering pack is gonna be like space, clown, circus, theme park, goblin themed. And if you had to ask, like, how am I supposed to say no to that? I don't like card games. I don't understand how to play Magic. But you're telling me that Space Goblin Clown Theme Park is the next theme? Space Goblin Clown Theme Park? How am I, Fiverr, middle name, last name, supposed to say no to that? Like, that is stolen from my brain, okay? We've seen me paint clown goblins. That's possibly what I will be most known for. And Watsy's just gonna be like, oh, we made this thing that's basically the thing that you did, but in space? And I'm supposed to say no to that? How am I supposed to say no to that? I don't like Magic. I've played it like 3 times. It's always super confusing. And our local Magic night is usually when I'm playing Blood Bowl. But, like, Space Goblin Clown Circus is... I kind of want that. I kind of wish I understood it. I don't really... Maybe I can have someone explain Magic to me, but from what I know, you spend like $400 on 2 cards. I've seen people spend a lot of money on Magic cards. I don't understand anything about Magic. Oh, hi, Lobster. You're not going to help me understand Magic, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, Lobster Thermidor, here to interrupt progress and not be helpful. He will, however, be very cute. Thanks, Destro. Have a nice day at work. I am glad people are finally recognizing Killer Clowns as a classic, too. I'm excited for when the video game comes out. They're saying, yo, the cat, and just a little guy to you, Lobster. They're excited to see you. Look, he's got his Halloween bandana on. Got a little Frankenstein on there. Got little spider webs. Got a little candy corn. You are all fashionable for the season. Yes. You are festive. You are loved. I don't know if you guys can see his little bandana very clearly, but it does have Halloween candies on it. Hello, that's my sweatshirt, sir. Unhook your little claw. Yes, that's it. Go on your merry way. Franken-Kitty. Yep, that's the boy. Always gotta be up in my shit. But I love him. He's a good boy. Oh, hello again, Lobster. I'm sure that people would rather see you than watch me paint a slightly out of focus town. Is that it? You're saying you're contributing? Generating content? a deck of space clown goblin things for $25, then maybe I'll do it. But I've got to have someone. Warhammer Cat Army when? I think they do have cat people in Warhammer. I have this, like, big book of Warhammer aliens, and I'm pretty sure it mentions, like, felonious or some bullshit made-up space word for felines. That's basically, like, Warhammer cat people. I don't know if there's any Doctor Who fans in the audience, but basically anytime someone mentions space cat people, I just picture the cat nuns from Doctor Who. Frankly, I think they would work as a Warhammer faction with very, very little alteration needed. Alright, buddy. I need you to go. I need you to not be here lurking under my desk. I do. I really do. Unfortunately, I gotta spray bottle Lobster away because he won't stop coming up to me for pets. And while I don't mind in general, I do need to be able to paint. So he's just gonna have to live without scratching my leg up right now. I'm not sure. Not sure, Mundane. Hi, Keegan. No, it was not Achilles this time. It was Lobster Thermidor. Ooh, you just finished building your first Space Marine, and now you gotta finish the Deathless Destroyers. Alright, cool. No, but I, like, want a whole faction full of cat people. Not, like, abhumans or, like, some sort of, they're kind of here, but they're just, like, you know, no. Give me a whole fucking army of cat people. Let's get Cats the Musical up in here. Just have constant introductions of random cats that do nothing and then leave. That's my understanding of the play Cats, and I've never had anyone tell me that it's wrong. Our high school did Cats once. I did go and see it, but I don't remember anything. It's not a musical that stuck with me, not even as a lover of cats. Lobster still got a score to settle, yeah. He always prowling around. He got his weird cat priorities to attend to. Believe you me. It's hardly the last of Lobster that will be on this channel. Maybe not even the last of Lobster on this stream. Who knows? I can hear him. He's lurking underneath the table, purring up a storm. He's trying to be cute, but he's also wanting to bite my foot, which is not cute. It is, in fact, distracting. Lobster is one hard-boiled cat. Yeah, you could say that. Most goblins synergize well together. I would like to have majored in goblin synergy in school. That would have been fun. Synergy is just one of those buzzwords that still feels fake to me, despite me knowing its meaning and having used it. The amount of ads that play on YouTube. Does anyone realize that, like, you used to get ads very occasionally? I remember hardly ever getting ads on YouTube because I didn't watch super popular things. But now it's all the time. It's gotten so much worse. They really amped up the amount of ads they put on things during the pandemic. It bothers me. And, like, as a content creator, you don't have the option to not have ads on your videos. Like, they could be running ads on my videos right now, and there's nothing I can do to stop them from that, but I would not get paid for any of the ad revenue, which I think is not great. Man, these highlights are getting chunky. Oh well. It's fine. It is what it is. It really just is what it is. It's not as bad as Twitch? Okay. I've not much looked into Twitch. I know that, like, Twitch is the preferred streaming platform, but I just hate Amazon so much that I don't think I could ever use Twitch because that's owned by Amazon. Is it morally okay to use ad blocker on YouTube? Always, my friend. Always. You should listen. They didn't ask your consent to advertise to you. Why should you feel at all bad for blocking the advertisements that you didn't ask for? Like, no one asked us for permission to advertise literally everywhere. No one asked you if they could put up billboards, if they could interrupt your podcasts with ads. No one asked for ads at the beginning of videos or commercial breaks or anything like that. Your permission was never asked. So why should you feel bad about being like, hey, I hate this and I want it to stop? And then taking a step to, oh my gosh, not have someone trying to sell you something every moment of the day? Whew. Definitely moral. Can I pick a random color for cables for you? Absolutely I can. How would you feel about turquoise, possibly with black hazard stripes? I think that'd be fun. Barely Tamed. It's so moral that you have 2 ad blockers installed. Wonderful. Love that for you, honestly. That's fantastic. What me economies? Listen, I'm gonna spend a ton of money on dumb shit anyway. Like, at this point, I don't need to be informed about the product, okay? I know what the product I'm gonna buy is. I know what I want. You don't need, what do you need to advertise me? New stuff. If there's a new movie coming out, show me the trailer for it once, and I can make a decision as to whether I want to see it. Like, I feel like YouTube should just track whether they've shown a user this ad. If you're gonna continue to advertise for me, at least advertise me new things. Like, HelloFresh is still out here trying to get me to subscribe to them, and it's not gonna happen. It's just not. I used HelloFresh for a little while, and their product isn't that good. Everybody made it out to be, look, I'm talking shit about the advertisers, and I may have gotten stalled for a second there, but I think I'm back. Though do remember, your favorite creators generally have Patreons, where you can support them directly, and usually more effectively than AdSense. You know, Roz, you make a great point. I do, in fact, have a Patreon that I can chill. So if you want to support me, you can. But also, I don't do this for a living. Like, I'm not at that point yet. I'm not relying on people on the internet to give me money so that I can do what I want for a living. It would be great if I were at that point, but like, if you have $5 and you're like, listen, I was gonna use this $5 to buy myself a candy bar, buy yourself the fucking candy bar, my guy. Buy 2 candy bars. Like, don't give that shit to me, a stranger you don't know on the internet. All of us, most of the people I know are making so little money in this world and still supporting creators where they can. Honestly, just by you being here on this stream, it means a lot to me. So while yes, I do have a Patreon, and I'm very grateful to the people who have chosen to donate, I don't want to advertise to you. I don't want to be a product. You didn't come here to have me sell you something. You just wanted a weirdo to paint Tao, and you could also hang out with that weirdo. And that's really what I'm aiming to do here. I don't want to sell you things you don't want. That is not the goal. I just want to paint stupid miniatures and have a good time. And I feel I can do that effectively. I'm not very good as a salesperson. Ooh, you should be getting an airbrush soon. That's fun. What color should you base coat them in? Well, if you're gonna do turquoise accents, try like either a deep purple undercoat or like a peachy orange and see how that works. That should either mesh well if you go with the dark purple or be an interesting contrast if you go with the orange. It could lend you some like really interesting blends. It might end up garish, like I haven't worked with an airbrush too much, but the color could come out interesting. And sometimes I like seeing those like super weirdly saturated paint jobs where they have interesting colors in the shadows. They can turn out really beautiful. Yeah, exactly. YouTube right now is a hobby. I would love for it to be a career, but that's more just because I freaking hate customer service than because I think that I have a good opportunity to make YouTube lucrative right now. Obviously, I'm making some extremely niche content for an extremely niche hobby. And yeah, I'm I'm just kind of making what I want to right now rather than what I think the algorithm wants me to make. And like that's fine for me. I'm still growing my audience and figuring out like what I like doing in this YouTube space. So I have the chance to do that. For people who like do YouTube as a career, they don't always have that opportunity. A lot of sponsors are introducing stuff like minimum view counts for videos, so they have to like actually get views in order to get paid. Um, which feel I mean like on the one hand it makes sense, but on the other hand it feels kind of crappy that that's becoming a stipulation. Uh, or maybe it has been for a while and I just didn't know about it. There's still so much of the YouTube like machine, so to speak, that I just don't know. Because honestly, like I said, I'm doing this as a hobby. This is just something I like to do, and I don't want to research the really nitty gritty, nasty parts of it right now. I just like having fun with it. Get some sleep, Ano. Thanks for joining us. Dude, if Raid Shadow Legends offers to sponsor me, I will take that one. Because honestly, I could sit there and click a few buttons on my phone and be like, this is a phone game that everybody already knows what it is. Just play it. Click the dumb link. But again, that's not happening yet. Hello, Bane. Or probably Bane. Suspiciously almost maybe Bane. Welcome. How are you doing? What are you painting? I'm still working on town, as you can see. Putting the highlights, getting the finishing moves on some of these guys. We're trying to anyway. I've been streaming for about an hour, and this is the third Tau that I've worked on. So, maybe not the most efficient highlighting process in the world for finishing touches, but we're gonna continue to go with it because I like the end result. And that's really what matters. Tau time, yep. You're painting Wurmspat currently. That sounds like a pretty gross model. I don't know that one offhand. But if I had to guess, I would think that's a Nurgle model. And as you know, Bane, this is not a safe space for Nurgle. I fucking hate Nurgle. He's so gross looking, and all the models are gross looking. Paint what you want and have fun with it, but Lord have mercy. Nurgle creeps me out. He's so nasty. The Wurmspat is a Nurgle Underworld's warband. Three models. Okay, that's fair. Yep, Owen, you were right. It is Tau time. It's been a while, I know. I went off to the Mothman Festival, and I did not do it for content. I did it for sheer love of the Mothman, my favorite cryptid. So, yeah, I just had a nice time. And I didn't really film anything because I didn't go to make a video out of it. Just wanted to have a good time. Not everything has to be content. Thank goodness. I'm sure I could have found a way to make the Mothman Museum into content, but I just really wanted to see it because I think the Mothman is neat. And I did see it. I had a lot of fun. I got to be on a road trip. And the people that I was traveling with showed me a new anime while we were just like relaxing in the hotel, which was great. I really liked it. Probably going to get more into it once I finish Evangelion, which I'm getting closer to. I have either episode 19 or episode 20 to watch tonight after I wrap up the stream. And I'm looking forward to it. Ooh, Harlequins are pretty cool. I don't know that I could ever paint diamonds that small and that accurately. Am I gonna watch the end of Evangelion? The movie? Yes, I will be watching that after I watch the final episode of the series. Please, again, no spoilers. I somehow have not had this spoiled for me. I know it's old. I know that everybody knows what happens and shit like that, but I don't. And I don't want to know. I just want to watch and find out. And maybe get emotional about it. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm eager to find out. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and see. But I have been told that watching the end of Evangelion, I still don't know that I'm pronouncing that right, if I'm honest with you. But watching the end of it is definitely something that I'm gonna give a go once I've finished the series as a whole. I'm looking forward to that and seeing how everything wraps up, because they sure have a lot of plot points. And I'm not exactly sure that they have time to resolve all of them. But I hope that they do. I've got a lot of questions. I really, really am hoping that some of them have answers. We'll find out. But it is very much the old wait and see. Could paint Quins with spirals like candy canes. That would be cool. I do have a PO box now, Roz, but I'm not expecting people to send me Harlequins or anything like that. I'm not expecting most people to send me anything. It's just a couple people asked for a place to send stuff, so now I have that. I don't know what people are gonna send me. I'm slightly afraid that I'm gonna open the mailbox one day and it'll just be a bunch of Nurgle models. Um, it would be nice if I got like a birthday card or two, or something like that. Just a nice little letter that's like, "Hi, your channel's interesting. Your cats are cute. That's all." Like, that's fine. I'd love that. But I don't know. People kept asking for it, so we'll see how it goes. Um, if no one sends me anything, that'll be okay in a way too, because then I'll know that a PO box isn't really something that I need. Um, but I'm interested to find out. So I have it for 6 months, and we'll see how that goes. Whether it's worth it or not. But I did just get that today, so yeah. I'll probably check it. I don't know, in a week, 2 weeks, something like that. I don't know that they're gonna send me like a notification if I get a letter or anything, but whenever I'm next in town, I'll just stop on by. Candy Quins would be cool. Yeah, they would. Please, no one send me dead animals either. I feel like I shouldn't have to say that, but you know, for fear of getting sent dead animals, I'm gonna say it. Do not send me dead animals. Mundane Twig trying to get sponsorships over here. Listen, I don't understand how people can advertise Skillshare when, like, you're a YouTuber. You're making YouTube content that teaches people how to do things. Pretty much every subject is already on YouTube for free. And I get that, like, the courses are slightly different on Skillshare, but, bro, who is jumping ship? I don't know anyone that's learned anything on Skillshare that has then been like, this has been really relevant and useful to my hobby or interest. What are Percy Pigs? Or who is Percy Pig? Is that a what question or a who question? Yeah, I have no idea. Like, I suppose I could use a free trial. Not that I'm going to. Percy pigs are sweets. They're in the shape of pigs, and Percy's the name of the pig. Okay, cute. I like that. The only pig you know is Peppa Pig, and that's enough for you. That's fair. I do think it's funny when, like, people's kids learn how to talk from Peppa Pig, and, like, their parents are American, but the kid is, like, saying British things because Peppa Pig is British. I think Peppa Pig is British anyway. Like, that's hilarious to me. What about Porky Pig? Indeed. Fun fact, did you know that Porky Pig was the first Looney Tunes character? It was very much Porky Pig before Bugs Bunny was introduced. Porky was at the very start of uh, the Looney Tunes cartoons. And I'm not sure if HBO Max still has them or not, but you can look all the way back at the filmography of Looney Tunes, essentially. You can see how different he looked at the beginning, which is very interesting. Trying to remember the name of the cartoon that Porky Pig had his first appearance in. I keep wanting to say it's called Schooltown Follies, which I don't think is correct. I used to have this information memorized because it was on a test for animation school to know what the first appearance of all these Looney Tunes and, like, Disney characters and stuff like that is. Like, Mickey Mouse's first appearance is in Plain Crazy. A lot of people think it's Steamboat Willie, but that's not correct. That's just the first one with synchronized sound. Mickey Mouse was a character before that. It's driving me crazy. It's sort of an on the tip of my tongue. Uh, When did Woody Woodpecker come in? He's one of your favorites. Woody Woodpecker. Fair. I also miss older cartoons. Woody Woodpecker. I'm trying to remember what studio he's from. He's Universal Studios. I think, let's see. I think 1940s? He was in the 1940s. Let's see. Okay. I'm looking him up on Wikipedia to refresh my memory. Because I was never super into Woody Woodpecker. His voice kind of drove me insane. Yeah, he was voiced by Mel Blanc as well. Apparently, the first appearance of Woody Woodpecker was in, let's see, first appeared in the short Knock Knock on November 25th, 1940. Which is about a woodpecker pestering two pandas until he is taken away to a psychiatric hospital. That's fair. The intro was something. Yeah. While I'm on Wikipedia, I'm looking up what Porky Pig's first appearance is, because if not, it's gonna drive me up a wall. His first appearance is I haven't got a hat. Yep. That's what it is. That, Yep. I'm mad that I didn't know that. Well, that sounds very 40s. Yeah, a lot of these took a while, I would say, before they sort of synthesized into a palatable and recognizable version of the cartoon characters. Because initially it was just like, I'm gonna draw any pig and give him a vague trait, and that'll be in this. And then audiences would like really love a character, and they'd be like, great, make another one of those. Hey, I don't mind a stream derail now and again. These tower are gonna get painted one way or the other. Whether it takes me a couple extra minutes because I had to, think about a cartoon for a little while, that's okay. Persephone's saying folks like me are rare. Listen, I don't know that I make any extremely useful or comprehensive guides. Most of the time, I'm just like, I don't know how to explain what I'm doing, but I'm going to show you a shot of the footage of me doing it. And then I'm going to find a way to connect this to a really weird story so that I can talk about an interest of mine, like Neopets, while you guys watch me paint a miniature. If that's the kind of content you're looking for, then sure, I'm around for that. I don't know if I properly consider my channel instructional. It certainly exists. I'm here doing the thing. I mean, my favorite Looney Tunes character is Roadrunner. I never get tired of Roadrunner cartoons. I think the gag that they have where like Wily and Roadrunner first appear on screen, and under Roadrunner it'll say something like "Run a Kiss Fast a Lot," and then the coyote will come on screen and it'll be like extreme dumbass, but like something that sounds vaguely Latin. Those crack me up every single time. Love them. What I also find really interesting in old cartoons is that whenever you see text on the screen, like a sign or a letter or an opening card, they stay on the screen for much, much longer in old cartoons than they do in new cartoons because the literacy rate wasn't nearly as high, and people weren't used to reading things very quickly. So stuff used to stay on the screen for much longer than it does now, like almost to an agonizing degree of like when are they going to move on to the next frame? But that's why you didn't have as high a rate of literacy, so people used to hold on screens for much longer to give people a chance to read them. Yes, yes, Twig, much like that. Neopets is just one of those like pet adoption, not like real pet, like virtual pet adoption websites that were popular uh when I was growing up in the 2000s. There's honestly, there's like some part of me. I wanted this one Neopet plushie as a kid, like so bad. Uh, and I just could not convince anyone to get it for me for like Christmas or anything like that. There's some part of me that thinks I will feel better as an adult if I own this thing, as opposed to having wanted it as a kid, which I know is not the truth. Like my circumstances of life, my relationship with my none of the things in my life will be altered by owning this. But how capitalist hellscape is that I think if I just had this plushie that I wanted as a kid, my life would be fine. It's so silly. Yeah, but anyway, I could go off on a Neopets tangent for ages. I was glad to see some enthusiasm for my Bloodborne painting idea come the spooky month. We'll have to think of something festive to do for the Christmas months. Which by the way start November 1st. Uh I am not interested in in Thanksgiving cuz it's kind of a weird holiday. And all I do for it anymore is I watch Pirates of the Caribbean. Cause you know, like you're supposed to marathon Harry Potter, which I don't do because you know J.K. Rowling's a transphobe. But you're supposed to marathon that around Christmas, and you're supposed to marathon this that or like you have May the 4th for Star Wars and stuff like that. I'm like, when are you supposed to just binge all the Pirates of the Caribbean films? So I decided that that's what I was gonna do for Thanksgiving. I've been doing that for the majority of my Thanksgivings. I will do that this year, and I will eat a lot of potatoes. Yeah, Thanksgiving is just there. It's a day I get off from work, so I won't complain about that. But the origins of it sure do feel crusty and antiquated and outdated and problematic. What's the holiday to binge Godzilla movies? Hmm. Maybe Earth Day? As like an ironic sort of thing? Just throw Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla on the TV. So we gotta decide on some good holiday projects. I don't know if that means painting like a Christmas army. Like, should I do Christmas Seraphon? Little gingerbread skinks. That could be cute, right? You'd be on board for that. Someone's on board for that. Someone's on board for gingerbread skinks. I don't know who they are. Maybe it's just me. I'm on board for it. I was also thinking that I could start working on my night. Just have a series called Night Before Christmas, where it's me painting my night, but I'm trying to do it before Christmas. Really, the pun is better than the idea, but, you know, I can make it work. And it would be like trying to get the night done so that he could experience Christmas or some shit that's cheesy like that. So I love all those damn holiday movies. They're so cute. Like, who doesn't love Muppet Christmas Carol, okay? Muppet Christmas Carol is delightful. It's wonderful. It's whimsical. We need to send 500 or 400 resident Santa ads. Oh no. I did find the cutest STL file the other day and was so mad that, like, I don't have a 3D printer. Not that I actually want a 3D printer, because, as I've said before, I'd be terrible at using it, and it would only come to ruin. But I did see a Frog Alchemist miniature, and I wanted him immediately, and I could not have him, because he is an STL and not a physical miniature. But alas, I do have many other miniatures in my collection to paint, as is clearly evidenced by the fact that I am still working on these Tau. I have been working on these Tau for ages. I will still be working on these Tau for quite some time. You're not much for Muppets, TBH? Mundane, what do you mean? You're not. They are the Muppets. They're delightful. They are silly. They are made by incredible craftspeople and puppeteers. They're the fucking Muppets. I'm basically just Gonzo in a different body. What do you mean you don't care for the Muppets? Sorry, everybody's allowed to like different things. Okay, that's fair. I don't think I fundamentally understand what you meant when you said you're not much for the Muppets. You just dislike them. I'm gonna have to agree to disagree with you on that one. You're entitled to your own opinion. And while I could be spicy and say you're wrong or something like that, that would be mean. I fucking love and adore the Muppets. So, there will be no mockery of Muppets on my channel from me. But if they're not your thing in particular, well, I don't understand it. I can learn to accept it. I can learn to accept it. You like two Muppets, that is all. How do I feel about chickens? Like, just the animal chicken? Or, like, chicken to eat as a food? Because, I mean, both are pretty good. I've not interacted with chickens as, like, a pet. There's not, like, I don't have any chickens. I don't know anyone who has chickens that I could, like, visit and gain any kind of opinion on them. They're probably fine. Gonzo did love chickens. Yes, that is correct. I know that. There's a lot of memes about non-binary people having gender envy uh, of Gonzo from the Muppets. And while I don't think I could explain to you the exact reason or emotion as to why, I do understand it and agree with it. This is probably going to be the last towel I paint up for this stream. Just trying to close them out in batches of 5, I guess. That seems appropriate. Just because I have a sore throat, I'm going to probably stop this before the 2-hour mark. Because unfortunately, I have to work tomorrow. Someone's trying to call me on my actual phone. Let's see. Am I going to pick up this phone call? I doubt it. Oh, hang on. I'm actually going to take this one. Maybe. Hmm. Sorry about that. Wasn't expecting to get a phone call in the middle of streaming. Did I ever watch the old Muppet Show? Yes, I did. I particularly love the Halloween episode where they have Vincent Price on. There are certainly some episodes of the Muppet Show that have aged poorly, but on the whole, pretty decent. Yeah, I did see quite a lot of the old Muppet Show. It's good stuff. I did take that phone call because it was my local game store calling me. I thought they were going to tell me that they had something that I had ordered in stock, which would have been exciting. But instead they're like, hey, this thing is on back order, which is way less exciting. I think I've been waiting to get a copy of Silver Bayonet in from them for forever. Honestly, have no idea if I'm ever going to get that or not. I'm fairly certain I could just purchase that off the internet. Maybe I should look into doing that. Like, I try and buy through my local stores when I can and when it makes sense to. Obviously, I want them to stay in business. You're making a brush pot out of a monster can. It's a pink one. Good call. Reduce, reuse, recycle, and all that. I think this was the first one I applied the oil wash to when I was working with my Tamiya panel liner for the first time. It's a little bit messy. You can see that I just did not have mineral spirits at the time to try and clean things up. I have those now. I didn't then. Oh man, I can feel myself getting tired because these highlights are getting a little bit sloppy. No one tell this particular Tao that he's been on the short end of the stick more than once. He's no less loved than any of his other companions. He's just perhaps not had the best time. People. What are you talking about, Twig? Oh dear. I'm really liking how these guys look once they're finished up. They're not perfect by any means. I don't know that I've ever painted a perfect miniature. Frankly, I don't know that I have it in me in terms of patience and skill right now. But, they're looking pretty decent, all things considered. They ain't too bad. They'll look even better when I put the little dollops of whipped cream on their heads. But they ain't too bad. Oh dear. I didn't know that a bunch of people died from that. That's kind of terrifying, to be honest. Are they like for Christmas lights or something like that? looks pretty good. He's going to join the rest of his little guys. Alright, cool. Well, that'll be it for me for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. It's really good to be back. I missed everybody. I missed streaming. You know, I just had traveling to do and all that sort of thing. I'll be back to streaming more regularly, and I've got videos in the works, so don't think I'm going anywhere. You can't get rid of me that easily. I hope everybody has a good night, and I will talk to y'all soon.